Ever imagined a world of only women? They go out into the street, exercise, and appear everywhere, without the shadow of any man. Their world is extremely happy and advanced with modern technologies. Instead of living in the city, the society consists of this woman chose a rural area to grow our community. Daily butler. I will take care of all the housework from cooking to checking on the owner's health. With such ideal living conditions, the number of people here has reached 150. Instead of using money, they'll just use social points by accumulating. If you follow the rules, it will not be lost if there's a mistake. A history teacher named Radha, education for girls, know the history of the world when men still dominate. They just like conflict and fighting. It's caused war everywhere. By 2030, North Korea has created a virus aimed at the US military in order to destroy all the men there. I can't believe it. The virus has spread. It kills 99% of men worldwide. There's no other way. Women have to come to power and fix the damage that men cause. Children are born very rarely, and if it's a boy, then the women will send it to the slums. Due to his violent personality and lack of intelligence, men's lives have also been shortened, only 30. To help girls understand, Radha took them to an old city, where there are poor living conditions, a group of men to witness with their own eyes. Coincidentally, Baron, leader of the slums, when talking about a revolt against women, it was interrupted by the appearance of Radar and the girls. You see, the men are very angry. He pulled down his pants to humiliate the enemy. I thought it was a friendly greeting. A girl in a group, she also responded with a skirt. That makes the men very excited. The whole group was scared back on the bus, but noticed a girl named Mila. I didn't see it. They split up to find Radha. I caught Mila staring at a duck. You haven't seen animals ever, but a second later, both are threatened because the duck was beheaded by a young man named Jera. Two panicked girls screaming simultaneously, horrified. A man nearby. Jera quickly dragged them both away. Then I couldn't resist the beautiful girl, Gura, unconscious, kissing Radha. It startled her, blew a warning whistle. Unbelievably, the whistle denounced their position. So both of them were taken to see Baron. He's running a slap competition, and if anyone wins, there will be 2 girls. Jera saw that, so she volunteered to try your opponent. He's a very strong guy. Jera was lucky to dodge a blow from the big guy, but I didn't expect to hit the Baron again. Personnel and knocked him taking advantage of the messy situation. Both girls. I ran into the bus, and as the bus left, Jera also 3 legs, 4 legs, were making enemies with Baron. When a car from the high-tech park go to collect battery, Jera is quick to hide in a battery case and succeeded in getting into the car. Here, he met another guy named Yuli who was on duty, the care of seeds. In fact, he's one of the few. Men have the privilege of helping women in the high-tech park. The bus is traveling at high speed. So Yuli agreed to drop Jera at the next station. While you two talk, Yuli accidentally drank a lot of alcohol. Jera carried. He got so drunk that he fell out of the car. However, Jera is still determined to flee Baron's group. You should quickly put on your backup uniform, Yuli, and pretending to be the seed sitter. After a while, Jera arrived at the high-tech park, where an invisible barrier opens, and a young waiting for him to visit this place. Jera was surprised to see so many girls waving their hands. Welcome me. That night on live TV, Jera bites the holy apple to swear. Born smart kids, healthy. Jera wanted to start work right away, so he was taken to the fertility ward and meet a woman who's not very attractive. But the excitement of Jera, it was extinguished as soon as a pipe placed between the legs to take away his love. In the process, the image of the radar is always in Jera's head, and when the mission is done, he was taken to a rehabilitation center where the seed holders will be taken especially by beautiful women. The king is the same. This special care made Jera stiff. He immediately ran to the bathroom, but I didn't expect my own behavior to be discovered. Meanwhile, in the local court, Radha and Mila, there is a meeting. When the young girl told her mother Vera, a woman has a right to what she wants. It happened on a trip to the slums. For being so nervous, Radha told her best friend, named Aya, a kiss with a stranger. This girl showed compassion and promised to keep it a secret. At the trial, Vera is determined to put all the blame on Radha, trying to save Mila. But Radha wouldn't give in. She gave evidence that Mila herself, who requested the tour, and everything is clearly recorded. When the debate gets tough, suddenly Aya stood up and broke her promise. Public story of Radha's kiss in front of everyone. This information the council and the people who were there. It's amazing. The council finally decided to punish Radar 80 hours of work X for her behavior, while your traitor gets 20 social points. Meanwhile, Yuli, after strolling into the slums, was helped by Jera's grandfather. They went to see Baron, slum leader, to introduce to Yuli as a new member. However, Baron remained suspicious. It is not easy to accept the presence of strangers. After cutting hair, Yuli gets noticed by one of the few women living in the slums. Baron, because of jealousy, told the giant that he's flirting with his women. The angry giant challenged Eli. Enter a slapping contest. The giant opened with a powerful slap, beat Eli immediately, but to the surprise of the crowd, Yuli quickly stood up and responded with a blow, slap horror, take down the big guy. After this victory, July has become the new idol of the people in the neighborhood. The mouse is now in a high-tech park. The boys are led out for a walk. They're told about these strange rules to follow. For example, asking permission if you want to fart, and even use a glass slurry to do that. As we pass by the adored statue, like a goddess, here most people stop to pray. But Jera is tired of the rules. So I convinced a group of guys go to the river to play. While having fun, others are starting to notice there's something different about Jera. He even carried a lighter, a prohibited item here. Instead of questioning Jera's identity, they think that it's just part of his rebellious personality. So the whole group continued to have fun. They even make a fire to cook the fish, but the fire accidentally triggered the fire alarm that makes a simulation cloud a fire sprinkler. When the boys return to the center after the incident, they get notified of the punishment. It's a tour of the museum. Parents to renovate. The next day, while Jera was enjoying a massage, I was surprised. I found out that the person who took care of me was Rada, because you were brought here to serve the common good. Jera was extremely confused by the appearance of Rada. Pretend to be injured to avoid it. And then the whole group of boys were taken to the museum head, where they get to see rule presentations, the new society. They've been taught that women are the superior species. Men should be dominated. Even every act of intercourse, it's considered disgusting and unnecessary. In the meantime, Rada and her grandmother are Zoya observing Zara from afar. I'm interested in this guy, so Zoya suggests Rada should keep Zara's identity a secret, instead of reporting to the government. When the youth group returned to the reconstruction center, Jera began to share that everything they were taught was a lie, and the feeling of desire is completely natural. One of the boys, because I'm so excited about this idea, Zoya asked for Radar. Take off your clothes, though, before the situation becomes serious. Zara was in time to chase the Kier guy away. Rada is very grateful to Jera for that act, but still warning, if you don't leave here, you will be forced to reveal your identity. In the slums, Yuli is becoming more and more started. Worried about your leadership position? Baron commands for right arm is Chris. The same group of people trying to get rid of Eli. They lured Eli into a quest to find food, but it's actually a trap. Not expected. Eli was impressed by bringing back a lot of food. Chris tried to attack Eli, but it didn't work at all. That's when the group encounters the enemy gang. But Yuli was able to frighten them in just a few seconds. After the incident, Risa and the group of people are more fond of Yuli, and decided not to eliminate him anymore. Meanwhile, Baron is maintaining a dubious relationship with Vera. Thanks to this closeness, Vera knows absolutely everything that happens in the slums. I heard Baron talk about Yuli. Vera began to suspect and reviewed the file and found out the real Yuli was replaced by a boy from the slums. She immediately gave the alarms for the whole tech park. No, your identity has been revealed. Jera panicked, trying to escape. But when you get to the border, an invisible fence blocked the way out. Jera had to hide and happened to meet Rada again. I pray for your help. Repeat, you saved me in exchange for this help. That's when the police started coming to force the radar. Must also agree, Theo Jera. The Baron was angry when he came back. He's still alive and asked the boys to explain. However, they seemed to be leaning towards Eli after seeing his talent. Yuli stood up and declared that the slum, they also deserve democracy. Baron, of course, refused to hand over power. Forced Yuli, got to get the locals together to put pressure on us. That night, all the residents vote in the toilets. Baron with Muto cheating results, but in the end, he only got 1 vote. Krisa won the election with 18 votes, and secretly agreed to be a puppet for Baron. Meanwhile, Rada and Jera, trying to find a way to escape and hide in his house. Zoya, when Vera's assistant comes to check. Zoya quickly hides Rada and Jera in closet. But the cat accidentally sneezing to reveal their hiding place. Just as Vera's assistant was about to arrest B, Zoya suddenly knocked her unconscious. Then Zoe pulled out her old motorcycle and said, Jera uses it to escape through invisible barriers. She explained that it's just things that are moving at over 80 kilometers per hour. They can get through the fence. As Zara and Rada prepare to escape, Rada's mother, Elena, suddenly discovered. In an emergency situation, Zoya, there was no other way than to control Elena, enabling Zara and Rada to escape. Both get on the motorcycle and rush at full speed towards the barrier. Fortunately, they managed to overcome the barrier, even though the impact destroyed the motorcycle and tore their clothes. But you both brought your own backup. After lighting a fire to rest overnight in the forest, Jera caught a squirrel to make breakfast. But seeing an animal being roasted makes it Rada. People who live on a vegetarian diet are so shocked. Her cry attracts attention of the men. The proximity caused them both to flee. When people start shooting arrows, in a panic, Rada tripped over a broken tree and injured his leg. It allows the hunters to catch them. Gara and Rada were taken to the slum where Baran trying to reach Rada. The men there also want a chance with Rada. So Krisa decided to run a slapping contest, with the prize being Rada for the winner. While Baran lies to Vera, he had not seen the two escape. While later Yuli visited Rada, trying to convince her that life in the slums, not bad though. When listening to Rada sharing about the perks of the tech park, July changed his mind and decided to run away together. At night, outside, Krisa holds a vote for new constitution. Only publish attractive terms. While hiding, leadership transfer rules for Baran. After 2 weeks, people are eager to join and vote for, without knowing the plot behind it. In the middle of the night, Yuli found Rada, and while waiting for everyone to fall asleep, he poured her a glass, made Rada instantly stunned. While you're off guard, Yuli tries to take advantage and reveal that he didn't want to leave the slums. When Jera arrived, see Yuli, crying and knowing the radar, kicked Yuli's feet to escape. Jera immediately went to find Rada. While Yuli faces Baran, and Krisa claims that from you will be the new leader. After a search, Jera finds Rada sitting by a fire in the forest. He approached gently and said, "I wouldn't do anything to you if you don't want to." Jera, sharing a little fried chicken, makes surprised by the delicious taste. Suddenly, she hypothesized that if the food was that good, surely the delivery matching will also be interesting. I decided to try Jera. However, just as they were about to start, Elena and 2 guards showed up. Immediately arrest them. Jera was shot with an anesthetic gun. And when they get to the tech park, Elena asks Vera to forgive Rada. At the same time, offer Jera so Vera can publicly punish. He thinks that it would be good for my political career. Vera agreed without hesitation. The council then held a meeting. Decision to execute Jera. When Jera woke up, she found herself strapped to a chair, surrounded by women. Give me a special shot. They asked you to make your last wish and just please say goodbye to Rada. Moved by this request, Rada rushed to me and kissed me. But this is just one, the illusion of Jera in a coma, and advanced machines. Watching Jera's thoughts. All your illusions, including the Rada kiss scene. It's on TV for everyone to see, to prove how bad men are. Meanwhile, Aya met Rada, and show her the real thoughts of Jera. Like the kiss between them, this makes Rada realizes Jera's true feelings. I decided to save you. Rada goes to other seed holders and convince them to help. Soon enough, they've all come to the council building to demand free Jera. Jera is preparing for a second injection right now. In his mind came the image of a glowing wheel. Decide your fate. The seed holders witnessed the brutality of the council. Have spoken out in unison against, threatened to stop producing seed if Jera is not released. Vera came out and tried to justify that. Vera's just a primate. They don't deserve to belong to civilization. No one believed her words, because the image of Vera is so gentle, especially his thoughts on radar. Reminds me of the end of the movie. Titanic didn't want to lose its seed production. Vera was forced to agree to release Jera, on condition someone must be responsible for every action in the future. Rada, without hesitation, volunteered to take on this role. I swear by an apple. Elena agreed to do so to protect her daughter. Then Rada goes to the execution room to rescue Jera and take me to a guest house. Here, Zira tries to take advantage of the opportunity to get close to Rada. But she left because she wasn't in the mood. After all that's happened. After a while, Rada came back and kissed Jera. Both of them finally let their emotions guide them. After being together, Rada quietly entered the bathroom, and Jera felt guilty and walked in. But then I woke up and realized it's all just a dream. When you're confused, Rada and Elena appear, explain that you've been given a ring. It contains 300 social points. If you violate the rules, your score will go down, and when you get home, you and your clients will be punished. Jira immediately lost 13 points just because I didn't finish and use inappropriate language. In that day, Radha and Jira walk around the tech park together. But Jira is constantly stigmatized. It's considered an alien species. They decided to go to a football game, but Jira's over-competitive spirit, it doesn't fit the atmosphere here, make the girls on the team disagree. And there's been controversy. Over here, Elena decided to run before the president of the tech park. In the election, we should start a campaign soon from the seed holders. She brought them a lot of gifts and promised to legalize pimping. If you win the election, they even show their breasts as a guarantee. In the slums, Yuli finds a letter from Jira. Explained that he ran away with Radha. Yuli broke the table angrily and drank the melancholy wine. While joking in Baron's office, he discovered a strange lock and destroyed it. He found the ring Baron used to communicate with Vera. Suddenly, power was lost and people went to Yuli for a solution. No, Baron. Usually contact the tech park through the ring. Yuli tried and talked to Vera, but she immediately hung up. And then a bee fly by and Yuli goes follow it to the hive. Because honey is extremely rare, so Yuli decided to get bile, despite a bee sting and swelling Vera that night. Instead of asking to help restore power in the slums, he asked to go back to the tech park. Baron and Griza. While looking for food, they stumbled upon a car. The same skeleton holding a gun. After the power supply is repaired, they go back to the slums and the town with his gun in hand. Then a group of enemies came to trouble. Baron tried to use a gun to threaten, but failed. Stay safe. Baron lets them take Griza hostage. To strengthen our campaign, Elena asked Jira to help incubate the bird's eggs. Hope that this will raise his reputation in the eyes of local women. At the right time, people get messages asking to see the news. They see Yuli is complaining about the way men live and blame Jira, but got him lost on the way to the tech park. Jira tried to explain the truth, but they're ignored by women, and they leave. Then Yuli, welcome back as a seed holder, and Vera ordered Radha, take care of Yuli until you get better. July confessed that he lied because Vera forced him to, and Radha promised that if you keep being honest, Elena will help you. After Radha left, Jira to confront with Yuli because of his lies. But the swearing made the Gera's social score reduced to, in a fury, Gara threw the apple at Yuli. When I got back to my apartment, Jira was surprised to see the congresswoman is also waiting. He accused you of destroying the apple, a sacred symbol in their society, and consider it blasphemous. Video of the incident. It's even broadcast on national television, and Zera's social score is subtracted to 0. As the council prepares to expel Zera, you suddenly get a point from an anonymous account. The birds finally hatched at the right time. Get women to donate points in unison to thank Jira. The council had no choice but to leave. Then Jira wears what he thinks is beautiful, trying to flirt Radha, and even gave her a point for her beauty. However, Radha yelled, screaming at him for always getting you in trouble. She was angry and asked him to stay away and leave. Jira said, I left a letter of apology at Radha's door and then go to the technology park. I waited until it was time to hug the security guard and steal your equipment, then disable the fence and escape. Security guards immediately blow the whistle and contriverless chase Jira. While fleeing, Jira didn't notice he was hit by a car and had to go to the hospital. At my house, Radar found a letter containing Jira's apology and goodbye. In another development, Vera asked Baron ordered his men to attack the tech park. The next day, Jira got well and was discharged. Radha and Elena took him to a motherhood event organized by Vera, where to pick out the next woman to be fertilized. When asked, Radha, tell about your wishes and confess that you wish being a mother at my event. Vera challenged Elena to join all the games to humiliate her, but in the end, it was Vera who was humiliated. At the same time, Radha and Iya go to a secret theater where Zoya shows a video of how women get pregnant. In the past, Radha was horrified to see this. It's like women are being tortured and quickly leaving. Jira then suggests that Radha give birth naturally, instead of waiting for the results, but she found the idea repulsive. On the contrary, yes, I was interested and asked Jira to do it for me. Jira looked Radha as to ask permission. She said you can do what you want. So Jira agreed with Ya. At the Radha ceremony, I was surprised to know that I was lucky enough to be chosen. It tried to recreate what you see in the video, Jira, but he felt uncomfortable and left. Finally, Jira returned to the event just as Radha was speaking, but she stopped when she saw you. Realize your true feelings. Radha rejects draw result and steps towards Jira. surprise Baron with his group of men breaking into the tech park on a car. They immediately kidnapped Rodden and destroy everything along the chaos that makes people run away. After arresting Elena and Rada, Baron looking for his bonus. But what he got was an empty box. The enraged Baron called Vera to demand an explanation, but Vera coldly said he knew too much and must be removed. At that time, Vera's guards surrounded the Barons and pointed a gun at them. In a panic, one of those people that blew up the milk bottle to distract. When the group runs away, Baron took Elena hostage to hide in the Mother Center, where all the seeds are kept. Here, he's going to use Elena's life for a ransom. But Elena wisely points out that Vera will be glad he failed, trapped in the Mother Center. Baron got mad and started blaming Vera about every problem. Take that opportunity, Elena. Make a deal that you'll help him escape. If he agrees, reveal all the secrets about Vera to the authorities. Baron agreed. After Elena and Baron leaving the building with a box of seeds, when the guards tried to stop, Baron broke some capsules to give them a chance to escape. At the same time, Baron's group captures Zoya and forces her to take them home. After releasing her, they asked for a food and Zoya suddenly pulls a crossbow, pointed at them. However, after understanding the group's goals, Zoya decided to cooperate. She also wants to fight for equality. Meanwhile, the captured radar ship was rescued by Jera. Together they fled into a house, but the butler, who refused to obey Rada's orders for you and Elena, has been stripped of all rights in the tech park. They checked the TV and found Vera's putting all the blame on Jera. It turns out she's the one behind it. Locked together, Jera and Rada have a chance to get close and develop feelings. They gave each other a kiss. Despite the inhibition of the AI butler, the rebellion has thrown the system into disarray. Forced to restore to factory settings. Take that opportunity. Radar quickly re-register membership in the technology park. Make the butler obey. Open the door to help them escape. At the same time, Baron told Elena, hearing about the crimes that Vera had committed. While this side, Zoya and her new group broke into the house to attack Vera. However, Yuli, he showed up and killed the entire group. Zoya a while later. The guards discovered the location of Elena and Baron. At the same time, and Rada also appeared there on the old car after dropping all the seed capsules. Baron furiously hit Jera and blamed him for all the trouble. Then he got in the car and tried to escape with Rada. He tried to caused the car to fall into a quagmire, except for Jera. Everyone was immediately arrested. Meanwhile, Vera celebrated his victory by having fun with Yuli and the prisoners. He was sent to a garden to work, suffering as a punishment. The news then announced that all the seeds have been destroyed. It hurt Lucius, the seed keeper. In a fit of anger, he attacked Jera because he thought Jera was a traitor. However, Zera persuaded Lucius to take his side, revealed the truth about the relationship between Vera and Baron. Zera also talked about the invisible barrier. Lucius suddenly said that there is also a bicycle. They both quickly get on their bikes at 80 kilometers per hour and successfully escaped from the tech sector. The next day, Jera and Lucius meets with Jera's grandfather to plan an action. Lucius calls a friend who holds the seed to update the situation of Rada's group of people. Meanwhile, Jera discovers her grandfather. There's a school photo with Zoya. When I heard that Zoya was still alive, the grandfather was so excited that he immediately turned on the computer, while the prisoners were taken to an apple orchard, where Vera revealed that their punishment is to work like a slave. Vera, Lucius and his grandfather also came close to this area, but blocked by a protective barrier. By chance, they saw the enemy gang of the ghetto. They were allowed to come in with slaves, in which Grisa tricked Baron by saying that life, it's better here than in the slums, and advised him to escape by hiding. I'm in the trash. Believe words. Baron had snuck into one of the trash cans to hide. When the enemy group leaves, they stopped in the middle of the road and saw Jera pretended to be a drunk wanderer. Without a doubt, they took Jera and gave her to Katia, a specialist in arresting men, and play with them like their pets. Katia then leads the pet to visit Vera at the apple orchard while the men are tied up outside. Katia and Vera enjoy dinner inside. Jera seizes the opportunity to meet her Lucius ring. Let me record the evidence of the crimes here. That night, when the party was going on, Rada sneaks into their tent to film. However, the party was interrupted when Loving Glass realized Jera. Thanks to your tattoo. In a fit of anger, Vera pushes Jera and accidentally pulled the curtains to reveal the radar. They were immediately arrested by the guards. The ring was also confiscated. Some of the photos from the party, just in time, transferred to the central area. Before the tension, Vera is forced to go back to control the consequences at the technology park. Yes, I gave it to other women. Look at Vera's leaked photos. But Vera was quick to argue that those images are fake. To prove yourself clean, both Vera and Iha bite into the apple as an oath. Supreme Mom then decided to conduct a thorough investigation before making any judgment. Vera hurried back to the office to destroy all relevant evidence to secret parties. However, the Supreme Mother still asked to investigate the surrounding area. Vera no choice. In addition to ordering the garden to be set on fire to clear its tracks, moment, the lie of Krisa accidentally become reality. Baron, hiding in the trash, has managed to escape. After exiting Baron, he runs through the forest and meets Jera's grandfather and Julius at the orchard. Zoya finds Yuli has a crush on Rada, so I'm going to make you flirt. He believes it's real. Yuli took the Rada into her own tent and revealed that Vera ordered the apple orchard to be burned. Right after that, Yuli was attacked by Jera and knocked unconscious. At the same time, enemy gangs of the slums also found Jera and Rada are going to punish them both. But before they can act, Baron's garbage truck suddenly appeared to control them, give the prisoners a chance to free themselves. Now Vera suddenly pressed a button that the entire orchard was wiped out in a split second. Not long after, Vera elected as new president of the technology park. However, at the inauguration, a series of advertisements suddenly appear. Vera realizes she's been captured and connected to Mind Reader. The Supreme Mother had long distrust of Vera, so he quickly arrested Vera. As soon as you walk into the office, the button Vera pressed actually never activated. The prisoners escaped safely. Elena elected as new president, and finally Zira and Rada. There is also the opportunity for spend moments. The movie is over. Thank you for your interest. And now, hello, and see you in the next movie.